y'all. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Victoria. And this is
Live Victoriously. Y'all have not seen us in so long. It's been a little minute. Like, we've been trying to get our lives together. Actually, we've been doing things that kind of coincide with this topic today.
Yes.
But, yeah, we have not been on YouTube for like a month and a half. But we still been making videos on our Facebook Lives. I guess we can just say this now. We are gonna start doing our Facebook Lives Sundays and then dropping our YouTube videos Mondays. So you guys can, if you don't catch the Facebook Live, then you can obviously catch the more formal version of what we have to talk about.
Exactly.
So today, self-care, self-love, you know what I'm saying?
Love yourself.
Love yourself. The reason why we've not been here.
Loving ourselves.
We're loving ourselves. Not loving YouTube anymore. But self-care, self-love. So I'm gonna start with my scripture, and it comes from is it 3rd John? Is that how you say it?
3rd John.
3rd John. I'm gonna start at verse 2. And it says, "Dear friend, I hope all is well with you and that you are as healthy in body as you are strong in spirit." And for me, I read that, and it wasn't in that version, but same difference. I read that, and I was just like,
the word is the word.
Exactly. I was just like, this is like, that's so true. Like, you just have to take care of yourself. Yes, be well in God, but also take care of your mental, your spiritual, your physical, all of that, emotional, all of that comes into one.
Yes.
She chewing.
Y'all, I'm hungry today, so I'm like trying to get snacks right now till I can actually get to the real food.
She chewing.
Self-care, taking care of my stomach. But so when we were talking about self-care, it was just so crazy. My mind started thinking about just every area, and sometimes we can think about self-care as in just yourself naturally, or sometimes we can think of just ourselves spiritually, but self-care is everything concerning you. Also, the number one thing that comes to my mind also when I think of self-care is our mental health. I know that's been a huge topic over the years, but definitely last year it's been the year where I've heard self-care the most. When I think of self-care, of course, that's something that comes to my mind, because when you do not take care of you, you cannot take care or help anybody else. Point blank, period.
Exactly.
You can throw knowledge, you can have all the knowledge in the world, but honestly, if you ain't take care of you, like, you really can't really help the next person. It's just like if someone on crutches, like if you ain't take care of your leg or your foot while you're on crutches, or why it's in that cast or your arm, like, how can you really walk and help the next person?
Exactly.
So when I think of self-care, it's everything. It's the way you eat, your mental health, your natural body. Just also, I don't know, this is not really the topic, but it also makes me think of how you see yourself and how you love on yourself as well.
Yeah.
Love yourself, and not just your inner but your outer beauty. Like, are you taking care of yourself? Do you love yourself enough to take care of you? Because I feel like the way we present ourselves also reflect on how much we take care of ourselves. Also reflect if we really do truly love ourselves. Because if you love yourself, I believe that you would do everything that you need to do to make sure that you're the best you. You won't allow yourself to just be mentally unstable. If you feel like you have a lot of trauma going on, you go to counseling. Or if you feel like, listen, my skin hasn't been the best, let me go to a dermatologist. Or spiritually, I'm not there, let me pick up my word. Let me, begin to go to God and have a personal relationship that He may be able to grow me into the knowledge of Him, and then my life and my purpose. Just everything with self-care and self-love is you focusing on you. And if you don't focus on you, how can you help the next person? So
yeah, y'all been staring at her lashes because they look really nice on her.
I don't really wear lashes, but today I'm feeling a little
But for me, self-care, okay, so it started for me, this year I started like getting more into the word or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'm doing what I need to do spiritually. We started making Live Victoriously videos or whatever, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I still feel like I'm abandoning myself in certain ways, so our little hiatus was honestly both of us just like in a place of like acknowledging what we need outside of like making videos and doing Live Victoriously. So while we weren't doing YouTube videos, we were still doing Facebook videos, but I got a personal trainer. I went to a dermatologist.
I'm over here like, well, dang, I'm slipping.
I was just like, I want to start doing things that makes me feel good. And you know, like I've always been like overweight. I've always been a chunky friend. And I don't necessarily feel like there's anything wrong with that because I don't think my body was made to be skinny, period. My frame is just my frame. But I do feel like I was like overindulging in food. Like and I was just starting to look at myself like, oh, girl, you getting a little chunky. You walking up the stairs at work and you getting a little winded. That's you're only 27. That's a struggle. You need to do better. So I was like, okay, so boom, got a personal trainer. You know, I meet with him 3 times a week. Shout out to Chris. And yeah, I've just been like, yeah, losing weight, feeling better. You know what I'm saying? Skin glowing. You know, I still have some work, but the skin looks great. But not just physical things. That's just me. Honestly, I'll do my like eating thing. Like I realize like half the time that I eat, I'm not even really hungry, to be honest with you. Like it's just either I'm bored or you know I eat when I'm emotional. I'm an emotional eater, so that makes me check myself like, hey, why are you doing this? Like what are you doing? And as far as like mental health, honestly, just being more in my word, I need to start writing again, but I keep not doing that. And yeah.
So my self-care so far this year or this timing for me had been like spiritually as well as natural, mentally, me just making sure that my thoughts are pure, making sure that I'm not, anytime I think of something or anytime I do something, I've always like, okay, why are you doing this? You know, why are you having these thoughts?
You've always been super self-aware, bro. Like, always.
Yeah.
Really
Which is funny because me and her had like, literally four hours?
Bro.
I think it was on the phone for 4 hours.
Yeah, like 4.5 hours.
I would say 4.5 hours
Yeah,
on the phone, like 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours on the phone. And it's so funny, we were talking about different things that we went through. And she was just like, bro, like, your life was like pretty much chill. But it's funny because I'm thinking like, oh my God, I lived this wild life. Now, I did do some things. But the more I began to talk, I'm just like, I have always been self-aware of things. But I just feel like during this time of my self-care, I've been like, okay, when these things happen, this is the emotion that you feel and this is what you do. So I have been intentionally, like when I think of something, when something happens, instead of going into that emotion, I'm like, okay, let me sit back, why am I feeling this way, and let me allow myself to process, to become the person that I am, and not allow myself to be something that I'm not, and suppressing and feeling some type of way or whatnot. Also spiritually, like I've been getting in my word even more. And it's so crazy. The more you really get in your word, like the more you find yourself growing in God, but also God really revealing things in your life. And God was revealing cycles to me, why you do what you do, why you think this way, why you act this way, why you talk this way. I mean, all up in my grill about me. And it's funny because you think like you're perfect, you're okay. Not saying I'm perfect, but thinking that, excuse me, that you're the best you in that moment and that you're doing great. And God was just like, no. You are doing some things great, but let me shine light how you can, like, of course, grow more in me, but also be aware of your natural side. The Lord was just dealing with me on just how I was living daily. Like he was dealing with me about my time management. Like I've called you
spending habits.
Like take care of your account. And I'm like, I have money in my savings, but I'm like, I have money, but God is just like, well, you can have more than that. But he was telling me like, you're spending, emotional spending. Like he was digging in your girl. I was just like,
we are on a $50 a week budget now. Like we was just like, hey, bro, we gotta get this in order. Like we make money, but we blow money. I'm like, hey, you wanna go to Ross? Oh, you want some food? You know what I'm saying? We just like, bro.
I started cooking.
My girl started cooking and it's good,
Y'all, when I think Jesus is real, because your girl been cooking, I ain't burnt down the kitchen. Nobody kitchen yet.
And it's my kitchen, so I'd be a little concerned, but she did good. It was amazing. Chicken and rice, double eggs.
Baby girl. And then, of course, I've been cooking some other few things at home, but I'm like, you know what? You're really taking care of yourself. I haven't been eating fast food.
Yeah, we haven't eaten fast food.
Which is crazy because when I think about it, I'm like, dang, man, like, we have not eaten fast food. Like, I've been feeling better in my body. Even down to my skin. Like, I have stopped trying to do the lower end, like, cheap way to, like, make my skin better. And I'm like, Victoria, okay, let's do this.
Spend some money.
Spend some money on this. And I actually went and got, like, good products. So far, my skin's been feeling great. But, of course, you know, I had to do the whole 30-day fallout thing. And just, you know, so far it's going well. But it's like my self-care has been, like, on my skin, on my spending, on really investing in God. What did you call me to, and make sure that I'm doing those things, making sure that I am healthy, mentally, emotionally, just all those areas. Because of course, like, I've gotten over trauma, but I'm like, now that I'm over trauma, God, there's more to life than just getting over a mountain. Like, there's more. So I'm just like, you know, God, what is it that you called me to? What is it that you want me to do? And really taking care of my spiritual life to make sure that I'm not just speaking the word or saying, oh my God, God is great, read your Bible, and not living it. So just making conscious decisions, and also walking myself through, like, thoughts, like not allowing myself to really just sit in a thought, but where does this thought come from? Why are you having this thought? When you're feeling sad, like talking it out with God and making sure. Also, I remember, when was it? Was Thursday night I came over here?
Yes.
Thursday night I came over. And like, we just had a full-blown conversation, and it was just so great to really just release those thoughts to someone I know that is going to judge me, but really just sit there. And honestly, she was a real, like, ear to really listen. Like, she gave me feedback, and she also related to what I was dealing with and I was talking about. But it was just like having that moment to release those things, because honestly, if I didn't, I'd probably be in my mind,
no, for real,
like mentally going through it. And I was just like giving myself that time, like, you know, Victoria, you need to just let these things out. And I was just like, God, I thank you for, like, being a friend I love, sister. That I can, like, let things out to. Like, of course, you know, I have a counselor I can go to, and I have all these people I can go to, but I just feel more comfortable talking to her, and it was just really releasing. And when I left, y'all, when I tell you, I felt like 20,000 pounds lighter. Like, my brain was just all, like, cleared out. I was like, ah.
Right. And then on top of that, like, I've been on a fast or whatever. So it's supposed to be like a pescatarian fast, but I'm honestly, y'all, it's not a pescatarian fast. It's a fast of portioning and no junk food, which I haven't been doing anyways. But it's basically like me paying attention to what I'm putting in my body, and then no social media on top of that. So when she called me, I was just like, you know, come over here, let's do Bible study, because I've been, you know, trying to, like, be purposeful and being in my Bible. So I'm like, let's just have Bible study together. Like, if you feel like you're going through something, you know what I'm saying? I'm always going through something. So we might as well just go through something together. But it was crazy because, like, I was just like, hey, let's just have Bible study. And it was kind of like on a whim thing. And then, you know, once she came over here and we started talking, it was almost like we had a Bible study before.
Like, conversation felt like a Bible study itself.
Yeah, because it's just like, one thing I love about our relationship is that we allow each other to feel what we feel. We don't ever dismiss each other's emotions. But at the same time, like, you have to have somebody who's going to back that up with the Bible. Yeah. So you don't want advice coming from somebody and it's not coming from a place of what God would want you to do or call you to do. So it's so easy for me to have been in that situation, like, girl, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to? Whatever the case may be. And
God gonna forgive you.
Yeah, and then, like, leading you in the wrong direction. Yeah. But just having somebody that's accountable can honestly help, as well as your self-care, like, just knowing that you have somebody that you can go to and they're going to give you healthy advice and aid you in your growing spiritually is, like, amazing. And I don't want to, like, even though this is a Christian channel, I don't want to focus only on the spiritual aspect of self-care, because it's so much deeper than that. Just like the other week, I was telling you how, like, for the first time, like, I realized, like, I went to the bathroom, I was looking at myself and I was like, you're so beautiful. That's not anything that I have done in the past that's, like, been substantial to me. I'm like, ooh, girl, you chunky. Ooh, look at your skin. Ooh, you need your hair done, you know. And feeding yourself that stuff out loud, like, that only, like, reinforces your insecurities. So for me to, like, notice myself being like, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so cute. You're so smart. Like, daily affirmations, you know, it just really made me realize, like, what space I am in now compared to what I used to be in.
And it's so crazy that she said that, because while she was talking, she just reminded me of, like, yesterday I went on a walk, and before I went on a walk, I was actually on her porch. Okay, in other words, I kind of sort of live over here. So, I'm like, wait, talk about her. It's okay. So I end up, I was like on her porch sitting on the ground. She has fake grass. It's so cute. But anyway, we should do a live out there one day.
We will.
So I was sitting on her grass and I'm doing a Bible study and I was like, God, I want to go work out today. God was just like, not now. And I was just like, okay. So it was so funny because the Lord took me back to 2 chapters that we actually did our Bible study on. And we did the whole book of Philippians. And he took me back to chapter 3 and 4. I haven't gotten to 4 yet, but he had me on 3 and he had me slowly walking through it. And I'm just like, okay, God. So then, long story short, all of a sudden the Lord was just like, okay, after this, go walking. And I was just like, God, is this you? Okay.
Wow.
So, and I thank God that he told me when to go because the sun went down just a little bit more. So it wasn't as bad, but it was hot. And I ended up going and I started walking. I was like, God, what do you want me to do? Like, what's going on? And I was like, God, I feel like I haven't been doing this. And the Lord immediately stopped me. And he just started allowing me to see, like, you've been doing good. Like, you've been, like, growing. You've been cooking. You haven't been, oh, excuse me. Excuse me, child. He was like, you've been, like, cooking, you know, you've been giving yourself time and attention. Like, he just started showing me all areas of my life where I've been doing great. And then even for her, she was talking about social media. Like, I hadn't been on social media. I don't think I posted something and posted anything. And of course I had got on, of course, because some people had messaged me, but for the most part, like, I haven't really been on. And I'm just like, I feel like my body has been detoxing in every area of my life. And I'm like, God, and it was funny, I was talking to myself and I just started saying, you know, Victoria, you've been doing this, you've been doing that. Like, right now, no, you haven't been working out, but right now, enjoy the moment. You're taking a walk. This is your workout. Like, you get the fresh breath of air. And I really had to ask to forgive myself, but I also had to ask God to forgive me for not acknowledging, like, the greatness of who I am and the things I've been doing to make myself better. Right. And even yesterday, like, I wore no makeup yesterday, and I was just like, oh my God, like, I love not wearing makeup. Like,
I feel so beautiful without makeup. I know. Like, you are. Like, what are you saying? I'm so beautiful. I almost cried. I had a little moment, but I didn't tell her. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yes.
You can cry now.
No, I'm not crying. I'm not doing that. Because, like, it's so rare that you hear people, like, women say, like, oh my gosh, I don't have makeup on and I feel like I'm the bomb.
Yeah.
So, like, just hearing somebody like, oh my gosh, even in my natural state, I'm so beautiful. I'm like, yes. Because we highlight things like, so, like, we even get on here with makeup cute or whatever. But let's be real, 24/7. If you see us out on the street, we don't look like this. Period. I don't have no lashes on. My hair coming down. Okay. I don't got no lashes on.
This going to hot ponytail, messy.
My bun is a hot mess. I'm in workout clothes. It doesn't matter. But I feel like we put such emphasis on looking perfect all the time that it can make us, like, it can start to get to us. And that was another one of the reasons why I wanted to do my social media cleanse, is just because you get on social media so much and you just see, like, the epitome of perfection all the time. And I'm just like, bro, I don't look like that. My body don't look like that. I don't think like that. I don't make money like that yet. And you just start to compare and contrast yourself to people's lives that's not healthy.
Mentally, it's not healthy.
And then with all the, like, social injustices going on in the world that's, like, being videotaped, it's just been like, that stuff gets to you. Like, that stuff. And I wholeheartedly believe that, yes, like, cameras and social medias were meant to be a good thing, but there are certain things I don't believe we were meant to see on a daily basis.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
That stuff that gets into your spirit, y'all. Like, I found myself being, like, on edge and bitter and upset, and, like, people are talking about it at work, and I'm, like, cutting my eyes at them because I'm just like, I got a black son. Like, I want you to stop talking because I have a black son. But, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I was like, okay, I found myself being on social media too much. I'm gonna nix that. And y'all, I feel so much better. It's really hard, especially, like, wanting to continue doing Live Victoriously and, like, put content out. It's been kind of hard because I've always struggled with, like, the social media thing. Like, I kind of feel like my life is way better without it. So then it's just like, oh, okay, but your platform is social media. So how do you handle that?
Is there any other way?
So, you know, so we, like, even when we weren't doing videos on YouTube, y'all, I'm just like, God, if this is not what you want us to do, and he's like, keep doing it.
Which is funny because last week I was sitting in my car and I was just like, Lord, what do you want us to do? He's like, keep going. Keep going!
How? Like, y'all, it's been so crazy. And that's why I say we took a hiatus, because it's been so crazy. Like, usually, like, things, like, just come to us, like, in Bible study, or, oh, we're going to talk about this, oh, we're going to do that. But literally, like, the past month and a half is literally been dead silent. Like, focus on yourself. Focus on, you know, your goals, things that you want to start pursuing in you. And now it makes sense in this very moment. Now
Which
I'm
is so
talking about
crazy.
it out loud. Because we came back with the self-care video.
Exactly. And it's just like with self-care, it's everything. Like it's really your inner and your outer. And also, like when she was talking about just how we acknowledge things of ourselves and, oh, you're beautiful, you're this and that. It's also words of affirmation, because
For real.
when you think about, when you talk about, oh, I don't look good, or I don't feel good, or, you know, let me do this, let me do that, you start realizing, like,
You speaking that stuff into existence.
and then, like,
honestly.
you just think about your energy start going down, your spirit starts feeling low. But the moment you start speaking life, like, oh my God, I'm beautiful, I'm this, I'm that, like mentally and emotionally, like your spirit begins to uplift, and you start really feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
But also just a few things that I want to say, like with self-care, like I just encourage you guys, like, listen, of course, in our community, we don't talk about counseling. I strongly encourage counseling. Not that counseling will help every issue, because there are some times where God will take you through like we're doing self-care. We're not physically going to a counselor, or physically going to a dermatologist, or physically going to certain places, but we're doing self-care in our own way that fits our way of doing it for us, that betters us. But I just, like, even mentally, like I just encourage strongly counseling to help you out mentally. Or if you know someone that you feel like you can outlet to, like I outlet to Olivia and she does the same to me,
right.
If you feel like you have that person, like go to that person, because your mental stability matters so much. Like I literally see people all the time that is not in their right mind. Like even when I'm driving, I see people on the side of the road, and I just, God, I thank you for allowing me to be in my right mind. Thank you for connecting me with people that I can outlet to, that'll listen to me and give me godly wisdom and advice. But also, like we're talking about the skin, like love your skin, fall in love with, like I love the seasons of just like me, all about me. And sometimes we can always say like, oh, it's better to give them receipt, and that is true. Like, you know, help this person, help that person. But sometimes that help just needs to be you, yourself, and you. Nobody else. Like have a moment of self-care, like let me take care of my skin, or you know, let me start eating better. If you're not sure, like I go on Pinterest, like things that come to my mind, like I Google things like healthy meal plans, or what to eat in between meals, just to make yourself feel better. Because I mean, y'all, listen, we're young, and some of us on here are not young, but really, why would you really want to live your life where it's like at any moment you're gonna fall on a dot? Listen, I park on the second floor. I'm about to fall out walking to my car. I was just like, Victoria, you have to do better. And another thing I started doing, I up my water intake. Like I challenged myself, like, okay, today you drunk 2 bottles of water. Congratulations. To some people, they're like, how are you still living? But like the next day I'm like, okay, Victoria, you know, like your goal is 3 bottles of water today. And I've been challenging myself that way, and I've been feeling so much better in my body, to the point where when I'm going out to eat, I'll tell them, they're like, oh, what do you want? Oh,
water.
Get water, or keep the soda or something like that. Or either like when I'm home, I'll, you know, pick something up from the store, and it's just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna drink, and I'm like, oh, I got a whole case of water in my room, or a whole case of water in the kitchen, you know. I be having water everywhere, y'all. But it's just like I'm like taking that time out to really just make sure that I'm good, like I'm the best that I can be. Because it's like, why would you want to mess up the body that God placed you in? Like, you know, like taking that time out to really invest in yourself. Get positive books. Also a huge thing.
Books.
I've stopped looking at Netflix. And when I tell y'all, I'm not saying Netflix is bad, but me detoxing from Netflix, me detoxing from social media, and just a lot of things, I feel so great right now. I could run a marathon. Maybe not necessarily run the whole thing. But
started,
and I started like reading more, and the more I've been reading like different things, like it's been like really inspiring. I'm like, oh, maybe I should try this for myself, or maybe I should try that for myself. It's been really good.
Yeah, so for me, like daily self-care for me is like a thing. Like I have to make it a thing, like of detoxing from work and yeah. Anywho, so like when I come home, like you know, I work out usually, and then I come home, take my shower, whatever. Then I bought a face steamer from Amazon. I'm an Amazon addict, so yeah. Bought a face steamer from Amazon, and I do that. I play my music on Alexa, and hopefully she don't hear me say her voice. Okay. I play my music on there. And I actually got Michael Todd's book, so the past couple days I was reading that. And
I'm
baby,
next.
yeah, she's next. I'm done, y'all. It's so good. If you do not have Michael Todd's book yet, definitely get it. Matter of fact, if you don't use like audiobook or something like that, your first audiobook is free, so you can get his book for free on audiobook if you want it. Anywho, no more promotion. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Anywho, but yeah, I was reading Michael Todd's book, and she's so right about things that we consume, because his relationship goals book is amazing. And no, I'm not currently looking for a relationship, but you can apply half of those things to friendships and co-workers, whatever the case may be. You can apply it to that. And yeah, that has been like super lit. I've been so calm and centered and just happy, like and then going back to what you were saying about just being appreciative. Yesterday when I was at the stadium, like we climbed up to the top of the stadium, and like I just sat back and I had my headphones on, and I was just like close my eyes, you know, I just be in my own little world. And I was just thinking, I was like just self-reflecting. I think I told you on how I was like posting certain things on social media, like as far as like working out and stuff like that. And yes, it was for encouragement, but at the same time, I was just reflecting on like why do you really do some of the things that you're doing? Like instead of like, yeah, you can encourage people, but at the same time, remember why you're doing it. And the basis of my basis of why was I working out was for Olivia to feel good. So for Olivia to feel good, instead of being on Snapchat like, hey, how y'all doing? I'm working out today, and my hair's falling again. I was just like, you know, I'm not gonna take no pictures in this moment. I'm gonna be happy for Liv that I'm doing this, and this is beautiful. Like I didn't see myself here 2 months ago, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, this is lit. Like I like this. I want to continue feeling like this, so I know that I gotta continue putting in the effort to make Olivia happy. And then that just goes into pouring into other people. When your glass is full, you can pour into other people, period.
Amen.
So make sure you're taking care of yourself, focusing on yourself, because it is great to give. It is great to give.
It is. You make room for more for yourself.
Yes, exactly. It's great to give, but make sure your cup is full first.
Exactly.
Make sure you're not pouring for an empty cup, because you're not doing you or the other person no good.
Exactly. But like, and through your process of self-care, whether it be like your natural self-care, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, whatever area your self-care is, like always take that time out to celebrate you and to reflect on, I started.
For real.
Even if you started one thing and halfway did it, you started.
Yeah.
So just always during that time of self-care, just really congratulate yourself.
Be gentle.
Yes, grace yourself. Like, you're not going to drop 20, 30, 50 pounds or whatever your goal is in a week. Unless you're doing something that I don't know about.
That is so good though, because I feel like we are our own hardest critics.
Yeah.
And let's be for real, we already got a world full of people judging us. So to give yourself the grace that God gives is amazing, and it gives you room to grow. And then you're not like placing words are eluding me right now. You're not placing the word is not coming to my brain right now. Placing, you know, when you place expectations, higher expectations. But that's not a word I was looking for, but that's the same meaning. So I'm gonna stop talking now.
But just like, you know, we were talking about like letting things go and
unrealistic expectations. Jesus. Yes, that's what it was.
God.
Okay.
Show up on time. Am I still talking?
Yep. Okay. I'm done.
But just like in that, and I was just, when she was talking, I was thinking like, fall in love with you. Like, love yourself, because listen, if ain't nobody else in the world gonna love you, you have to love you.
Hey.
And you have to take this time out in self-care, just allowing yourself to let things go that cloud your mind. Yeah. And one thing I'm just gonna always refer back to is social media. Now, there are some people on social media, I know they do it for ministry, and that's great. And there are some people it's easy to go to Instagram or go to the explore button and be like, oh, look at her nails, oh, look at her hair,
Bruh.
oh, look at her makeup, look at this, look at that, and you find yourself like comparing, and then you find yourself really not loving who you are.
Right.
Yes, it's good to like, it's great to dress up and do these things for yourself, but when you find yourself in a place of really just like, I want to be like, that's when you have to sit back and be like, take care of your mental stability, but also who you are in your identity, like investing in that.
Yeah.
And taking a step away from everything. Sometimes you have to step away from the in crowd, like the Joneses, like trying to keep up with Eddie and everything. Like they have a great new car, let me get a new car. Like, no, like if you need to work on your finances, step back and work on your finances. It's okay to say no.
Yeah.
You know, y'all want to go to eat, hey, I'm gonna chill at home, or you know, hey, I'm working on my finances. And and it's okay to be open, bro. If they laugh at you, if they feel like you changed and you been different, that's okay, because as long as you're changing, you're being different for the sake of your growth and your for you being healthy for you, you're taking care of you. Because like I said before, we both said, if you don't take care of you, no one else is going to take care of you, because you're going to find yourself home alone, locked down, mentally, physically locked down, or something going on with you, and everybody else having fun. They still like here, like some people, they can afford to do all those things, but that doesn't mean that you have to keep up with them. Like, find out what area it is in my life that needs my attention.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing that I always find is identity. People not really loving the way they look. People not like enjoying like life in general, their life that God blessed them with, not seeing like their greatness inside of them. Because there's some people out here that don't know they're really good at creativity. Like they haven't invested in that. Some people don't know that they're great at writing, or you know, whatever it is, at singing or whatnot. But just take that time out and really just, what is it that I need to work on? What is it to help me grow and be the best me that I can be? And like I say, always like never stop praying. Always ask and pray God, ask and pray and ask God, like, you know, highlight to me what areas that I need to work on, because I ain't necessarily asked, but he know I'm always open to what he got to say. So he just kind of threw it out there to me, and I was just like, oh. So
Makes it very well known.
And I just been great. Like I just been feeling good. Like
I feel like we came back like looking good. Like we got a new backdrop, guys.
Yeah.
Peep the shirts.
Jesus name. And we'll have more coming soon.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
So y'all, thank you for watching us today. Thank you for staying with us during our little hiatus. I promise.
And believing in us. He never stopped.
Y'all, as far as the shirts, you know what I'm saying, coming soon. We got ideas. But yeah, focus on yourself, love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Take the time. It's choose you. If ain't nobody else gonna choose you, you choose you. Choose you. Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all boys.
Back order. So yeah, thank you. Follow us on YouTube.
No matter of the story.
Okay, so follow us on.
I can heal your pain.